I don't think there's enough time. You're most likely going to have to prioritize one over the other two, but if you do harmonize them together, you go work out with your partner. Health and love. Alan has a business with Emilia. Wealth and love. So there are ways to do it. It just depends on your unique circumstances.
Harmonize, juggle, and realize that balance is BS. You're not going to 50-50 anything. And I also think work and life are becoming more and more integrated. I'm very, very grateful. I thought about this earlier. My commute is 30 seconds. I'm so pumped about that. That's awesome. But there's not a lot of separation between this and my home life.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. I see you smirking over there already. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode. Is your vision or are your vision and your goals aligned? Again, grammatically, I don't know what's correct. So you heard us giggling at the end of the last episode. That's why we're giggling today's episode, because it's a funny title. What ball are you dropping? It's not that funny, but my inner child wanted to have a giggle about it yesterday's episode. One of the most common questions I get, Alan, and I'm sure you probably do too, when I go on other podcasts is, how do you balance business and life? Or how do you balance this and this and this? And usually I say, and I try to say it as kindly as possible, I don't really know if there is any such thing as balance. I don't really think of it that way. I think of it as a juggling act. And it's a juggling act for me of health, wealth, and love. Health, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But let's just say in this analogy, we're talking physical health. Me going to the gym or me going to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Wealth is the business. The day-to-day activities, Alan and I doing the episodes, coaching clients, getting clients, all that stuff, business meetings, cool. And then love is family. So specifically for me, Taryn, since I live with Taryn, at all times, one of those is probably doing really well. One of those is probably kind of in potential maintenance mode. And then one of those is most likely trending down, if I had to imagine. And I would say right now, and the reason I wanted to do this episode, right now, I'm coming off of the shingles, so I wasn't in the gym. That was hard. But right now, I would say NLU is 1, fitness, so health is 2, and then my relationship is probably the thing that's dropping. I would say right now. When I had the shingles, I was sleeping in our guest bedroom. I slept in the guest bedroom for like 2 weeks. Because I just couldn't fall asleep at a reasonable time. I was tossing and turning. I was waking up through the night. So I haven't slept in the same bed as Taryn in almost 2 weeks. Last night was the first night. So that obviously, when you're used to sleeping next to your partner every night for however many years, that can create some distance. So yeah, which of the 3 do you feel like you're doing, I don't want to say the worst in, but which of the 3 do you feel like you're losing momentum in? And I think we all intuitively know. I've been crushing the gym. I've been prepping my meals. I haven't been having fast food, but I haven't been as focused on work as I need to be or whatever it may be. So yeah, which of the 3 do you feel are dropping?
So this is what Emilia and I do, Kevin and I do, clients and I do, 0 to 10. 10 is the best it's ever been. 0 is the worst it's ever been. Simple, simple, simple. Health, 0 to 10. Wealth, 0 to 10. Love, 0 to 10. And then once you rate them, then you ask yourself, which way is it headed? Is it headed up? Is it headed neutral? So it's green, yellow, red. So 0 to 10, green, yellow, red. Simple, simple, simple. So you can size someone's entire life up very, very quickly, and then you can go to work on what needs work. So let's say your health, well, I'll use myself as an example, try to lead by example here. Health, if best I've ever been, is a 10, probably 7. Wealth, 10, best it's ever been. Love, probably 9. And I actually asked Emilia last night, where's the we at? We call the relationship the we. And she said 9. I said, where's it headed, up or down? She said up. That gave me the reassurance that I needed. So my fitness is 7, probably neutral. So 7 and yellow, meaning not going down or up. Hopefully tonight, leg day, it's going to go up. Wealth, I would say, is 10 up, headed up, green. And then love is probably 9, also headed up. As a matter of fact, Emilia sent me a really cute text today thanking me. I made it into her gratitudes for her journal. And I don't think that's uncommon. She told me last night that I'm basically in every single one. She's in mine as well. But the point is that, to Kevin's point, are you going to be able to be 10 out of 10 in all of them and green in all of them all the time? Like, on what planet is that going to be doable? So what you can try to do is this juggling act, or what I call harmony. How do you harmonize these things? So, for example, we have something that Emilia calls the quantum chasm in the corner of our bedroom, because a lot of times I would leave the bedroom and do my morning routine either up in my office or out in the living room. And Emilia really likes to wake up together. So now I do my writing in the quantum chasm, which is in the corner of our bedroom, so that when she wakes up, we're together. So I'm doing my writing, which is wealth, with future wealth, nothing short term, but wealth, career, and mixing that with love. And so that's what I mean by harmony, is you can stack these so that they feed each other and contribute to each other as strategically as possible, knowing and getting them as perfect as they can be, knowing they'll never actually be perfect. And perfect is probably the wrong word, but progress. You're progressing and improving each one, health, wealth, and love, toward the life of your dreams, knowing that none of them are always going to be 10, or all of them will never be 10, but they can all be incrementally growing, and then every now and then you're going to have one that's falling, and then you just have to kind of be aware of that and pivot over time.
Or ask for grace in advance. We'll do that a lot. We have Next Level Live coming up in March. That's going to be heavy. Live events are always heavy. And we've never done a live event with the size of the business we have. So it's going to be the heaviest. It'll be the most challenging live event we've ever done. I will ask for grace before that. Say, hey,
same.
Just an FYI, the next month is going to be a little bit crazy. That's how I'm trying to operate it. And then it's self-grace, too, of, Kev, you just had shingles. You couldn't go to the gym. Of course your health is down. Could I have gone for walks? Probably, yes. But I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't want to do it. I kind of shut down. When I'm going down in health, I just let it kind of go. You go for walks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, you were doing exercises in your closet. I was doing exercises on the couch. So I kind of just folded my cards. So yeah, could I have done stuff? I don't want to make the excuse and say I couldn't have. Yes, I could have. I could have walked on the treadmill, but I didn't. The wealth one, I'm usually very focused on that. I'm always trying to stay focused on that. But there have been times when I travel, I'm not working as much on the business as I usually am. So that takes a little bit of a hit. And it's just how fast can you identify, and then how fast can you get back and figure out, okay, how do I make up for this? It might be a conversation with your partner. Hey, it's the busy season. It's coming up. I just want to make sure you and I are good. I know I might not be present. I know I might not be at dinner every night. I know maybe I won't be as present with the kids. I won't be able to tuck them in. But I promise when we get through busy season, I'll be back. That might be a conversation. Or, I don't know, maybe you're renovating your house right now and you're not going to be able to get to the gym or hot yoga or spin cycle, if that's spin, whatever it's called, as often as you want. That might be the cost of doing business right now. Well, at least you're moving your body when you're renovating your house. That's exercise. It might not be the same level as you want, but I just think having those inner conversations with yourself or having those conversations with your partner is very, very, very important, because you can be proactive versus reactive. You and I have definitely made our mistakes in the reactivity with our relationships. I know that for certain. I remember some tough conversations early on in the relationship with Taryn. My goal is to avoid that now with the new knowledge I have, and then hopefully. But don't feel like, to Alan's point, don't feel like it's ever going to get to the level where you're 10, 10, 10.
Nope.
Maybe that's a disempowering or a limiting belief to have. I don't think it's possible. I don't think there's enough time. We did an episode on priorities recently. You're most likely going to have to prioritize one over the other two, but if you do harmonize them together, you go work out with your partner. Health and love. Alan has a business with Emilia. Wealth and love. So there are ways to do it. It just depends on your unique circumstances.
Well, even if I just want to break the math down quick, if you want to be 1 out of 100 in health, 1 out of 100 in wealth, 1 out of 100 in love, meaning 100 random people in a room. You want to be the healthiest, the wealthiest, and the most in love, which is definitely a goal I think we should all strive for. Again, 100 random people, you can do it. You listen to NLU, it's possible. But if you look at that statistically, that's 1 in a million. 1/100th times 1/100th times 1/100th. That's how probabilities work. It's 1 in a million. And so I hope everyone's shooting to be 1 in a million. I hope that you believe in yourself. And obviously we're trying to help you become 1 in a million. But you better believe it. It's very difficult. Super, super difficult. And that's why most people aren't holistic. A lot of people, I've coached. I do say a lot. It's so interesting. Sorry about that. I coach a lot of people in all these different industries, and everyone is 1 in 1,000 in something. Everyone's maybe even 1 in 10,000 in something. I've never met someone who's not unbelievably good at something. But very, very, very few people, understandably, are really, 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 really strong in health, wealth, and love simultaneously. It feels impossible. It does, doesn't it? It feels impossible.
I had a moment today. I was at the gym crushing it, and it was just, I don't want to be here, and I don't want to do this, and I should be home in my emails. And I said that to Taryn. I said it was so weird for me. You and I had a conversation about this today. I'm really working through being busy versus being productive. That's the season I'm in. And I told Taryn, I said, it felt so weird for me to be at the gym at 9 o'clock or 8:30 because I've been getting up early, working, and then going to the gym. Because my body, when I first wake up, it's not ready for the gym. I'm stiff as a board when I get there.
Shingies.
But the shingies as well. But I feel it's hard to do that because I feel like the business is losing when I'm at the gym. When in reality, I woke up and did all the things I needed to do for the business so I could go to the gym. And then when I get back from the gym, I go back to business. So it's just figuring out how your emotions connect to it. There's so many different layers to this. And again, yours is going to be different than ours because maybe you're not a business owner, maybe you don't work from home, whatever the details are. But you have an opportunity for health, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, wealth, how you make your money, how much money you save, where you invest it, all that stuff. And then love, whatever level of relationship you have, whether you're married or you're single, family, extended family, but with yourself, right? You can always have self-love. We all have opportunities to practice these, which means we all have opportunities for some to get really, really good, and they're 10 out of 10, and other times there might be the laggard that's a 6 out of 10, and then we have to level that one up. But as we're leveling that one up, unfortunately, one of the other ones is most likely coming down at a similar rate, potentially.
And this all depends on your standards. If you have really, really high standards in every area, you're going to feel like it's impossible.
Next Level Nation, what is happening? If you've thought to yourself, I want to try coaching, but you don't really know where to start, group coaching would be a wonderful place for you. That's really why we created it in the first place. We start a new round every 90 days. So if you're hearing this, go to the website, nextleveluniverse.com, and we have the landing page where you can actually hold your spot right now. Even if there's a group going on right now, you can still lock your spot for the next one. The biggest thing that we've seen is as we get closer and closer to the date, unfortunately, some people end up missing. The group fills up and they can't do it, and then they end up regretting that. So please head over to the website. The link will be in the show notes, and we would love to see you there.
I told my executive admin, Jerry Ann, shout out to Jerry Ann, she's probably listening. I said, don't compare your productivity to mine. I don't have 4 children. Compare your productivity to other mothers of 4. It's not fair otherwise. We're reading a book by Brendon Burchard. I talked about this, High Performance Habits. We just finished it in book club. And it's called High Performance Habits. And I had to keep reminding everyone in book club, listen, Brendon Burchard does not have kids. Okay, and he is climbing a different mountain than all of you, and that's okay. Just because you're not as successful as Brendon Burchard doesn't mean you can't be more successful than you are now, right? And it's not like Brendon Burchard's a bodybuilder. You and I have been in a room with him. There's just, Kevin and I, it's not fair for me to compare myself. I saw some old fitness photos of me recently when I was in my bodybuilding days, fitness model, fitness competitor, fitness coach. My whole world was fitness. It's not fair to me to compare to that. I didn't have a home then. I didn't have a relationship then for some of it. I didn't have 3 pets. I didn't have a 21-person team. I didn't have 1/10 of the responsibility that I have now. And so it's not fair to compare that level of fitness to this level of fitness. It's not apples to apples. And that's a quick way to crush your self-worth, is to constantly compare yourself unfairly. And so what I've tried to do is compare my level of fitness to not only, number one, my best, my current best, not my past best, but also other business owners. If I compare my fitness level to other business owners, I'm going to feel a lot better than if I compare to me in my mid-20s when I had quit corporate and everything in my entire world was fitness related.
Yeah, if you compare to the people you competed with on stage versus you today, you're not going to feel very good.
No.
Yeah, there's no way.
Which is going to what? Help or hurt my fitness journey?
With you, I never know. It might help it in a weird way.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah,
but
sometimes it motivates the hell out of me.
For most people, I would say that's probably a one-way trip to disappointment town.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So harmonize, juggle, and realize that balance is BS. You're not going to 50-50 anything. And I also think work and life are becoming more and more integrated, right? I mean, I'm very, very grateful. I thought about this earlier. My commute is 30 seconds. I'm so pumped about that. That's awesome. But there's not a lot of separation between this and my home life.
Yeah.
You
shut the door behind you when you leave the office.
Yeah, that's it. And then you need to take a minute before you go downstairs and bring all that stress into your relationship or into your home life or whatever. It's tough. It can be difficult, but you're not alone in this. This is 21st century, pros and cons. Maybe you have a commute to work, maybe you don't. Maybe you work from home, maybe you don't. But no matter what, there is no 50-50 perfect balance, harmonizing. It's almost like try to harmonize and juggle the best you can, knowing you're never going to be a perfect juggler. You're never going to be a perfect harmonizer. And especially the moms and dads, I can only imagine. I have several clients of mine. Some of them have 4 children. Jerry and I already mentioned, has 4 children. What they go through and grow through is tremendous. I mean, I don't have that. So it's just important to realize that sometimes, I'll tell this story privately. One of my clients earlier today, she's like, I'm so sorry I'm late. My bad. She's in the car. She's on Zoom. And she's like, I had to bring my kids to school, and I got a call from the teacher saying that, one of my kids forgot their boots, and the boots are sitting in the back of the car. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, I didn't say dude. She's a female. You're good. You're good. That's totally fine. All good. No worries. 5 minutes. We're going to make up the time. It's all going to be fine. The point is stuff happens and life can feel chaotic. And as long as you're getting a little better, in each of the things that matters and not having 10 out of 10 standards in everything, I think you're going to be good. But I think health, wealth, and love is the way. At least that's our formula. And just try to get a little better each day.
This is my next level nugget. I'm understanding that really all we're trying to do is create advice that will help you, whether you're watching or listening, drive to 5. If you have low self-belief, we try to lift you up so you have more self-belief. If you're over with self-belief and you're not taking action, we try to give advice based on, okay, take action, it'll humble you, and then you'll be more accurate, realistically. My next level nugget for this is, as much as I'd like to say circumstances don't matter, for the vast majority of us, they do. So don't allow your circumstances that create a lack of results to affect your identity too much. Now, again, you could go the other way with that. I'm in the gym. My shingles are still, they hurt a little bit, but I'm ready to go back to the gym. I've rested enough. It's time. I know it intuitively. I'm going to be fine. Let me go back to the gym. The circumstances are no longer going to affect me. But when I had shingles, I was still trying to get up early and work. It might have affected fitness in a really negative way, but my goal was for it not to affect business as much. So just understand that. Circumstances are going to affect us. I think it's a not a real world to say no matter what happens, keep going and circumstances shouldn't affect you and blah. I don't think that's real. I think that's terrible advice that's given by people who are just way too disconnected. So that's my long next level nugget.
You can't have 50 non-negotiables. You can't have 50 non-negotiables. I have a couple non-negotiables, and it's been really hard to stack those. My next level nugget, Kev mentioned earlier. I don't know if it's a disempowering or empowering belief to say you can't have 10 out of 10s in health, wealth, and love. I often ask a question. It's one of my favorite questions for clients, Emilia, Kev. What is the disempowering belief that has disguised itself as empowering? And I am convinced that you believing that you can have 10 out of 10 in health, wealth, and love all at the same time and sustain that and grow that, I am convinced that's a limiting belief, not an empowering one. And the reason why is because if you really do believe that's possible, you're going to keep thinking something's wrong when it's not happening. And in a rich, dynamic, positive world where you have all these different things going on, kids, pets, homes, weather, economy, job, boss, team, whatever, no way. I think it's practical and tangible to say, you know what? Sometimes life's messy, and that's okay. And I'm going to improve in health, wealth, and love either way, knowing full well that they're never going to be 10 out of 10 forever. And they're certainly not going to be 10 out of 10 at the same time every time. And I think that's super empowering, and I think it's super practical. And I used to be the guy who didn't understand and used to want to understand what I call a super growth mindset. You can totally do it. You can shoot for it, 10 out of 10 and everything. That, as I've matured, that's just BS. It's not real. It's not true. And if it was true, it was back when I had no home, no family, no pets, no responsibilities. Yeah, I could be 10 out of 10 fitness, 10 out of 10 health, right? When I had no business, no team, all that stuff. So as you get older and older and you mature, you start to realize that even those people that are barking that stuff in those motivational videos, they're not in great shape sometimes. Their marriages are a mess sometimes. It's important and it's empowering to realize that. These authors, Kevin and myself included, are not perfect. They're so much farther. You're going to be one day.
I'm considered an author now?
No, not yet.
Nice. I'm going to say it. I don't even have to write the book. Yeah. I'm an author. I've written works.
The podcast playbook by Kevin Palmieri. It's the mythical creature that will one day exist. But these people that we've interviewed, I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 in something, never 10 out of 10 in everything. Please remember that. I was in the bookstore, very last story, I promise. I had a really cool moment in the bookstore. Emilia and I went indoor skydiving, and we went up to New Hampshire. And it's really kind of the border of Mass. But we had this beautiful day, and we loved the bookstore. So we went to Barnes & Noble. It's actually near Kevin's place. And this place is an awesome bookstore. Love it. And I had this really cool moment in the business section and in the personal development section where I was like, oh, my God, I met that person. I met that person. We interviewed that person. We interviewed that person. I had this really cool moment of, wow, we really are earning our stripes in this industry. A lot of these people I'm like friends with. It's just a really cool, weird moment of, whoa, that's really awesome. But the point is I've met these people. Kevin's met these people, and they are just as imperfect as you are, just maybe in different ways. And so just please know that the goal is not to be better or worse than anyone else. The goal is to be better than you used to be, and in health, wealth, and love, knowing that you'll never be perfect in any of those areas ever, because perfection's not real.
Or they're just further along imperfectly.
Yeah.
I think we think, once I get to a mythical result, everything will be perfect. It's the same thing. It's just, you just have different struggles. That's all. Different struggles in different circumstances. If you have not yet joined our private Facebook group, appropriately named Next Level Nation, please do so. If you're looking for peak performance partners, if you're looking for perspective, if you're looking for a positive place to start your morning, Next Level Nation is the place. Amy is in there posting every single day. The team is in there commenting every single day. So we want to help you get a little bit better every day. We can do that with a community as well. Link will be in the show notes, as always.
Also, meetup number 26, February 1st, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there. 3 words you need to remember if you want a next level relationship. So I have something called the Triad of Transformation that is built on these 3 words, and I do not believe anyone can have a magnificent relationship without these 3 words, including myself. because my past relationships would have flourished had I known this. So it's the love month. It's February. I hope you join us. You can keep your camera off and participate not at all. No worries. Or you can participate a ton. It's entirely up to you. The link to register will be in the show notes.
Please participate a ton if you want. We love it. We love it
yeah.
when you do. We love it when you do.
But you don't have to.
But you don't have to.
You don't have
And it's not recorded. This is one of those rare things where we don't record it. It's totally private, so you'll see a different, I don't want to say a different side of us, but there's certain things we won't say on the podcast just due to whatever it may be. Privacy, family. We don't want to offend anybody. Tomorrow. Deeper dive. Remember scratching the surface?
I do. Oh, yeah. Shout out. Back in the hyperconscious days.
I miss those. We had scratching the surface, 5-minute clinic.
Small talks?
Small talks.
Yeah.
We had a thing. We had something going. We did. We had something going back in the day.
Today, legacy. What does it mean to you? You know.
We're going to hit you with another episode of Small Talks. Today, for Small Talks, we're going to talk about legacy. Alan, you have the definition? And Alan would read the definition, and then we would just go off. Weird times, but nostalgic times. Tomorrow, for episode number 1594, is your success sabotaging you? I don't know if we mentioned this recently. Getting your unique level of success, getting the results you want, is only one piece of the equation. You have to maintain and sustain them in order to continue to get the results you want. And oftentimes we get a certain level of quote-unquote success, again, whatever that means to you, and it stops us from continuing the pursuit. So we're going to talk about a story that showcases that tomorrow. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow. Hit them with it.
Talk to you soon. Next Level Nation.